Hello there everyone, and welcome to your spring cleaning for the soul reading. This reading is about looking at and identifying old habits, patterns, ideas, and or beliefs that no longer serve a purpose in your life, as well as some ideas on how to sort of clean up your internal world. The information contained in these readings aren't necessarily easily just tossed away, nor will it necessarily solve your problems overnight, so to speak. It will require insight and some time to process this information. Ultimately, though, it's always up to you how you want to deal with any of these patterns or beliefs or ideas, etc. I mainly want to bring this information to your conscious level, to the forefront of your day-to-day thinking for clarification, processing, and development. All right, so I'm going to choose 4 cards here, and your task then is to pick one of these 4 cards, which will then allow you to find out your personal message. I am going to add some objects here just to give them a little bit of distinction. So the first pile here, I'm going to use this is an angel, it's an Opalite Angel. We'll put that on the first card. The second card, this is a Moonstone Pyramid. We'll put that on the second one. This one is an Ankh. It's, oh, I forgot what it's called. Hematite Ankh. And then this is a Selenite Wand, and I'll put that on the 4th pile. Okay, so these are your 4 piles to pick from. There's no wrong or right way to pick, but if you are having difficulty choosing, I suggest you pause this video and close your eyes for a moment and just breathe. Meditate for a moment if you wish, and when you're ready, open your eyes and see which card or cards or objects draws your attention first. Below in the description box, you will find timestamps for each reading. Enjoy, and if you like what you see, please click on that thumbs up, leave a comment, and hit the subscribe button. I really want my channel to grow, so any and all help is appreciated. Thank you once again for watching, and see you at your reading. Hello there, group number 1, and welcome. You picked the Opalite Angel here and the first pile. All right, I'm just going to set that over here. So I drew this card because I thought it would be prudent to draw an animal spirit guide to help you on this soul journey. I wasn't going to include one, but the energy I'm sensing feels like a guide could be very beneficial for some of you. So your animal spirit guide is Wolf Spirit. Turn knowledge into wisdom. Okay, that's a very strong animal spirit guide. You're here because you do want to turn knowledge into wisdom. There is some aspect that you do want to clear out, make way for new in the future. And I think you've been learning a lot about self or awareness or your spiritual aspects. I think that you have had wolves in your life periodically, either in your dreams. It's a favorite, like if you have a local zoo and you always go see the wolves, or you like to watch documentary about wolves or any movies. I think this is something that you're very familiar with, and as soon as I saw wolf, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. So this is definitely your reading if you had that sensation. So look for signs of this animal in your daily life and your dreams. And like I said, I think you probably already have, but maybe wolf will come to you even more. If you haven't already, do some research on its meaning. It has different meanings for different peoples and cultures from around the world. Spend some time meditating on your animal or with your animal. Contemplate what it means to you personally if you don't already have a personal connection. And any of all these things will honor its spirit and could definitely help bring it forth for support, knowledge, and growth. All right, let's see what else Spirit has to say about cleaning, spring cleaning for your soul, group 1. So I'm going to pull a couple of these cards to find out which chakras are being most worked on right now by Spirit, by yourself, by your higher self. however you choose to see this or however you have been working on this. Because it feels familiar to me. It feels like you know what this kind of work is, kind of shadow work, working with the dark parts of your psyche or something along those lines. Like, this is familiar. This isn't anything new to you. So let's find out which chakras are being worked on the most or need work. We have the solar plexus chakra. That's your third chakra. It sits just above the navel, below the rib cage, and it's a power center for will, creativity, that kind of thing. And another one for your third chakra, your solar plexus. So this is gut instincts, intuition, knowing, sensing, trust. Also a lion right here, which is usually a symbol of courage and bravery. So with wolf spirit and turning knowledge into wisdom, I think, like I said, you've had a connection with this animal or with this spirit, and you use your intuition. You can sense things that probably the average person can't. I want to say your will is very strong. So your solar plexus chakra is very, very, very strong. It is coming through, and you're very proud of this. And I think lion is probably a big one for you too. I feel this big, powerful presence, not just wolf. Lion, I think you have other presence. I think you're very connected to spirit in some way, your higher self, the universe, angels, ancestors, whatever your choice is, any and all of these things. And you're actively working on, I think you're working on putting your will in the right direction. You know you have a strong will. You know you can create and make things manifest, but I feel like you want to know, maybe there's something you haven't been able to manifest and you want to know what's blocking you. I almost feel like it's an overly active solar plexus. So like you're exerting your own will over things more than maybe sensing or trusting or listening to your intuition. You know you have it, but sometimes life puts pressure on you, or just life happens. And when you're out working, dealing with people, it feels like you have to be more on their level versus a higher, like, spiritual level. And I think that you want to move more into the spiritual level and be that way just naturally around friends, family, coworkers, colleagues, peers, community. But you have this sense that, like, it's like a perception you put out there. You're a strong-willed person and nobody messes with you, and what you want gets done, and there's something perplexing about this. There's something that you want to do about this. So let's get some more information. All right, Spirit. Tell me more about group number 1. And clearing out old spiritual, energetic energies, emotions, ideas. What else does group number 1 want to work on or work through? All right, we have the pentagram: protection, balance, unity. And Gwyneth, the mother, nurture, present. Okay. Protection, balance, unity. Yeah, I feel like the solar plexus burns and spins and is brighter than your other chakras. And you want to, or your higher self is trying to bring balance and unity to your whole energetic system, all the chakras, your emotional self, your higher self, your mental self, your physical body, all of it. Try to bring it into balance and then protect that balance. So that's what we're working on for spring cleaning, is how do we bring up the energy levels of your other chakras, but more so not dim your solar plexus chakra, but bring it into balance so it's not overworking, it's not overly protective, it's like your shield, right, against the outside world and other people. And we want to bring this, we want it to still shine brightly and to spin rapidly, but we want it in sync with all of your other chakras. And that will help sharpen your gut instincts and your intuition. The mother nurture. So I want to say these cards, or Spirit is saying, we want to nurture the intuition, the gut instincts, and the sensing, the knowing, and the trust, and bring that into the present. And that's going to help balance this. I feel like on this side, like if this was the feminine side, this would be the masculine side of you, and the masculine side of you is overly working. It's overly willful. It's overly acting on things. It's like over. And so bringing in the more feminine aspect of it. And even in tarot, the strength card has a woman holding the mouth's line open. So yeah, I feel like this is the feminine side, the mother nurture. We need to nurture those gut instincts and nurture that intuition and that sensing and that knowing. And then that will help bring balance and unity to this chakra, to yourself, to your two sides, your masculine and feminine, and your whole chakra system, from base to crown. All right, so these next cards are for looking at the parts or pieces of you that are scary, that you don't want to look at, that you've denied, that you have an illusion about. So sometimes these cards can be pretty harsh, but it's all in good faith that we're just trying to bring balance for you, group number one. Bring balance to your chakras, bring balance to your willful pride, almost. Pride, lion, pride. And sometimes we have to look at things that we don't want to look at. You know, skeletons in the closet, right? You got to open up the closet and look at the ugliness. That's what these cards are for. All right, Spirit. What does group number one need to look at? All right. Calling the storm. Okay. The masculine side. And I won't cry for you on the feminine side. All right. Calling in the storm. All right. To bring balance and unity and protect your whole system, your whole energetic system, means calling the storm. So this person looks like a shaman, right? They know how to make things happen. They are magic users, shapeshifters in a lot of different cultures and societies. And also, you know, like rainmakers, you know, rain dance, the natives, so calling the storm, calling the storm, this overly active solar plexus chakra. There is a bit of a storm, but you need to call it forth. You need to really look at this overactivity. Instead of pushing it out to the world, bring it in, really look at it, and try to stay within the storm. With the balance here, I almost feel like, and like the circle, like you're going to try to find the eye of the storm so you can be in the center and watch the whole storm. So if you were meditating, this would be kind of a way to look at the fires of your solar plexus chakra, right? It could be all encompassing. It's so big and bright, and trying to stand in the middle of that is really scary, but that will give you an interesting perspective. It'll give you a perspective to see what's going on and how your will and how your fire goes out and can affect the world positively, negatively, whatever it is you're doing with your will and your power and your ability to just act on something. So what's hard to do is actually, like I said, calling upon that storm. If you're in a meditative state, calling those fires and burning around you, or any other kind of storm, if you see it as wind blowing fire across a prairie, right? Calling that storm and looking at it, perceiving it, sitting in it, learning from it what it needs to teach you. And even in your meditation, if you have to kind of be burnt on the way to the center of the storm, or just part of the process of healing is just watching yourself burn, then that is a sign that you could think of as the sun, the fire, your solar plexus chakra is burning away all that is not necessary anymore for you, for your body, for your mind, for your heart, and for your soul. And again, that will bring balance back to your more masculine side and protect what is important and vital, and protect the level of energy that needs to be in a more usable state for yourself, instead of it just being so overwhelming or so overpowering. There may even be points where your anger explodes. You're explosive when you get violent when you get angry. So this is touching on all of that kind of stuff. And you know that you can be very violent, I think, or just your anger can be very hurtful. And so calling upon the storm is very scary, and there's just no way that you'd want to look at that. But that's where the lessons lie, and that's where the cleaning out of the old energies will come through. Now on the feminine side, I won't cry for you. I think that this is you not wanting to give in to the feeling of crying, because crying is seen as weakness. It's seen as more feminine. You might be a man or more masculine person, and crying is just not an option. Like, crying gets you beaten up. You know, memories of being in school, crying got you beat up, or crying got you in trouble with adults, or crying in current or common society is not very well accepted, especially if you're more on the masculine side. So your feminine side definitely wants time to cry about the pain, the things of why you feel like you have to be so overly willful or so overly protective of your internal world, that you have to have an outer perception that you're big and strong and don't mess with me, and you're covering up this feminine, this more softer, gentler side, the intuitive side, the sensing side. So I want to say, face that storm, bring that storm, face it, and cry until you can't cry anymore about whatever has happened, whatever comes up for you. If it's stuff from the past, if it's trauma, if it's abuse, if it's whatever, you were pushed, that you had to push really, your parents pushed you and you had to get straight A's and you had to get all your whatever comes up for you, mourn it, cry, because you're letting it go, you're seeing it, you're accepting it. Okay, this is a part of me. You're going to nurture and be mothering to yourself, be more of a mother. In meditation, you can be the child from the meditation, and then you can look from the meditation more of the mother looking at your child self. Maybe you're holding and hugging your child self, and then your child self is the one that's crying. However you need to feel this and go through this so that you can bring that balance back, because you can definitely, not that you haven't used your will and your right to act or how you act for good, but it isn't always the best way, because I think you kind of maybe overreact to things, or you impulsively charge forward without thinking, and bringing balance to that, so where you feel like, okay, I need to do something about this, taking that moment to step back. Okay, I need to think about what's the right way to do this, and then using this power that you have to make changes instead of just going forward without thinking. I hope that makes sense to you. But you definitely, balancing one will balance the other. So if you go into a meditation and you start with the feminine side and the crying and the hurt and the pain, and then it starts to turn into the anger, then you call that storm and you face that storm with your emotions and listen and pay attention and do what you need to do to purge. And if it is burning away everything around you in this meditation, letting yourself just burn and seeing what's left, that is going to be very powerful for you. And don't forget to bring along, or at least have lion, but definitely wolf in the background, or at least ask wolf to help you out, to guide you, to walk you through the storm, whatever you need to do. Whoops. Well, I guess I could take those. Okay, there's 3. I need a few more. All right, Spirit, give me 3 more. Oh, nope, there's 4 here. I need 2 more. 2 more cards for group number 1. Alright, so I'm going to set these down. We'll look at these first. Alright, we have 4 of Wands and 2 of Cups. Yeah, there's happy celebration in the union of your masculine and feminine side, and there's health benefits, because this makes me think of the caduceus as well. So, but there's happiness, celebration. So when you go through this, or as you're going through this journey and learning, you unite. Again, unity, right? Unity of the masculine and feminine sides, celebration, happiness, balance. That's what this card represents too. Then we have the 9 of Cups. Okay. And the 4 of Cups. And you get your wish. No longer are you going to be sitting around waiting, wondering, trying to figure out what it is that you're... Not that you're doing anything wrong, but I feel like in your mind, you're like, what am I doing wrong? Or what am I not doing right? What am I missing? Doing this purging, bringing balance and unity back into your whole entire energetic system. Chakras, masculine, feminine, dark, light, bringing all of that back into balance. You get your wish. You get to feel that balance, that peace, that unity. And no longer are you going to be sitting around dissatisfied, wondering, waiting, not being able to take something that's given to you. I feel like maybe someone in your life has tried to help you out, has tried to show you something, tried to give you something, and you're just like, nope, that's not what I need, that's not going to help. Whether that's right or wrong, there's no judgment there. It's just you've had a hard time trying to get this type of information, and you're and I don't think this is going to be, like I said before, something that's going to happen overnight, but you can work on this. You can find time in between work and socializing where you, like I said, you meditate, and maybe one time the tears start to come, you start feeling things, and it takes a couple days to even process that before it goes into more of an anger or a violent type of reaction, where it's over the top. And then you decide to face the storm in some kind of capacity, and it takes a few days, a week, whatever, to like process all of that, and then you can bring together. But you will get your wish. Just keep going, keep working through this process, no matter how long it takes. And we have King of Pentacles and the Hanged Man. So yeah, you get to gain a new spiritual perspective. And as the King of Pentacles here, you've gone through the trial. You are now a mature, authoritative figure on working out problems for self. You feel kingly, because you got your wish, and now you're going to get everything, all the bounty, all the abundance that you've been looking for, but you've been wanting. So if you feel like you've been lacking resources or valuables or money or career, stability, security, all of that is coming. You just have to unite your masculine and feminine side and balance out your energetic system and your chakras. And not only will you gain new perspective, but it's like a spiritual perspective. You'll have more respect for spirituality and others who work on themselves in this way, or are more of a spiritual type of person. And I think you'll have more respect for the wolf that's been around in your life, has been following you, who's been showing itself periodically. And then if lion hasn't, lion will. And so you can take that. There's even fire here. Oh, there's, okay, so earth, air, fire, water. Okay. Yeah, bringing balance. And then ether. But lion might be newer to you, or maybe lion comes in because you're going to balance all of this, your personal power, your personal will, your the way you act on things, that kind of thing. Even creativity. Associated with Leo, you might be a Leo. Their lion, Leo, is also associated with like playing and romance and that kind of thing too. So all of that could be in your future, which could be part of what your wishes are. Nine of Cups is about getting your wish, having that emotional fulfillment. And the King of Pentacles just being proud and sitting in all of your abundance, because like there's grapes all around. So it's all in the physical world. It's abundance in the physical world, okay? All right, I have one final message for you from Spirit. That didn't work out well. Let's try this over here. One last piece of advice, please, Spirit, for group number 1. Okay. All right, that's the artwork for that. And it says, I teach people how to treat me. Okay. Okay, that makes sense, because I think with your maybe overreactivity, maybe overly protective, you've been teaching people how to treat you, and maybe you're feeling, part of this is you're feeling like people treat you, for lack of a better word, meanly, or treat you roughly, and that's part of what you don't understand, or part of this whole process to help you fix some of the things inside that you see that you've been wanting to change. So by the end of this, you know, you're going to feel very kingly, and you're going to feel very satisfied because you're getting the things that you want, and you have a new spiritual perspective. And that's going to teach people to treat you differently. And I think that's going to be very satisfying for you as well. I think I'll leave the picture there. And again, more yellow and orange. So yellow and orange too, along with the solar plexus chakra, is a big deal for you too. So wear those colors. Bring that out. Bring that part of you out, so that it reminds you to keep working on it. All right, group number 1, I think that's all the messages that I have for you. Please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think. And may the cosmos bless you with love and light. Namaste. Hello there, group number 2. You picked the Moonstone Pyramid. I'm going to set that up here. All right, so I thought it would be prudent to draw an animal spirit guide to help you on this soul journey. I wasn't going to include this, but the energy I'm sensing feels like having a guide around could be very beneficial for some. So for you, the giraffe spirit is your guide, and it says, see the big picture. Okay, so you're having trouble seeing the forest for the trees. You know that old saying, you're caught in the middle of something going round and round and round. You can't see a way out. It's frustrating. It's irritating. It's starting to affect the people around you. It's starting to affect your work. There's something that's gnawing at you, whether you're conscious of it or not. And you don't understand why it's happening to you, why spirit or the universe is picking on you, why it's so hard for you and easier for others. These types of ideas and things are going on in your head. So, as far as the giraffe spirit goes, though, what I'd like for you to do is to look for signs for your animal in your daily life and in your dreams. So like if you see giraffes on TV, on the internet, on your phone, whatever, you dream of a giraffe, or you dream of something like a giraffe, or, you know, like the spots, you can recognize the neck, or, you know, anything that tells you, okay, giraffe, that means spirit is around. But pay attention and look for signs. Do some research on its meaning, because giraffe spirit means different things to different people, different cultures from all over the world. I suggest spending some time meditating on your animal or with your animal, and contemplate, if you haven't already, what it means to you personally. Any and all of these things that you do will honor its spirit and could help bring forth its support, knowledge, and help you to grow, which is the point here. All right, so first I want to pull a couple of cards and find out which chakras need attention. Spirit, tell me what chakras does group number 2 need help with, or what are they working on to help clean out their spirit so they can get rid of things that no longer serve or help or support what they're trying to do and what they're trying to manifest. All right, so we have, this is the solar plexus chakra, the 3rd chakra, and we have personal boundaries, choice, assertiveness, empowerment, and authenticity. Okay. And then also we have, this is also the solar plexus chakra with gut instincts, intuition, knowing, sensing, and trust. Okay. Okay, so personal boundaries, trusting your own intuition, your own sensing, knowing when to be assertive, having choice, being authentic. I feel like you've had to hide. You haven't been able to put forth your own power, your own will in something, but you are still, you have an instinct, or you have an intuition that you need to go a certain direction or go a certain way. I feel like you're trying to do that in a more sneaky way versus just straightforward, which if you are using your solar plexus chakra, that is your propeller forward, your will, your right to act on something, to move forward on something. And with authenticity up here, I kind of feel like you're afraid to be fully authentic, and so your solar plexus chakra is kind of dimmed. It feels like it's dimmed, and the Spirit is saying it's time to bring power, your power forth. It's time to stand in the light of your own beauty, of your own choices. Be empowered. Place those personal boundaries, and then walk proud and tall with your choices. This will allow you to see the bigger picture, but you have to take the steps. It's like you got to face yourself, and to be able to take the higher ground in some sense. There's more here, but let me get some more cards to try to get some more clarification. Tell me more, Spirit, about group number 2 and their solar plexus chakra, and moving forward in the spotlight, proud and not ashamed. There's shame in here. That's something that I'm sensing. And that shame keeps you small, so you can't see the big picture. All right. Tell me more, Spirit, about group number 2. The solar plexus chakra is the chakra. Its colors are yellow, gold, kind of orange, maybe a little, but it's a powerhouse of energy. It's a wheel. Chakra literally means wheel, a ball of energy above your belly button, but below your rib cage. That's where it resides, and that's where that gut instinct, right? That gut feeling comes from. That's your solar plexus chakra. Let's get it right. Okay, the white stag, shape-shifting, support, other world. Okay. And the green fairy, mischief, freedom, reckless. Okay. You want freedom. You are mischievous? Yeah, I can see it. So you're kind of one of those beings that will sneak around and like play pranks on someone, or just mischievous, get into trouble, and you don't mean any real harm by it, but sometimes people get upset because you snoop or something, and you read someone's diary, or something along those lines, and you're following your gut instincts when you're doing this kind of thing. You feel like you have that sense of freedom. Yes, there's some recklessness, and yes, it does hurt people's feelings. Like I said, if you snoop and read some like a diary, or you put your nose into someone else's business because you're just curious, and you play a prank on somebody because you think it's funny, but it does something that is kind of harmful. You didn't mean for that to happen, but it did something that broke something, or they had to pay for something that got lost, or something along those lines. Sometimes I think you just carry it a little bit too far, and you can't understand why people won't lighten up. It's just for fun. That's all you're doing. The white stag, shape-shifting, support, other world. This goes along with your intuition and sensing, your gut instincts. Part of being a trickster, kind of a mischievous trickster, is shape-shifting. So from one minute you can be a roaring lion, the next minute you're a mischievous fairy causing issues, or you're a proud and noble white stag who holds a lot of personal power, but also spiritual power. People sometimes notice that you're something really, really special when you're really standing in your own power. You have this presence. So you now have not only giraffe, but you have lion and white stag. So lion and white stag might be things that you can research too and look at, maybe call upon in a meditation. Maybe they will come to you in dream time and have a message for you. But this is, personal boundaries going along with being reckless and mischievous. Yeah. I think you probably break other people's boundaries sometimes, not meaning to. You're just a mischievous type of being. You like to have fun. You like to be on the lighter side of life, the lighter side of thinking and feeling about life, whereas a lot of people are very serious and you're light and airy, and a lot of other people are serious and dense. Not dense as in stupid, but dense as in not a lot of free will or free playing energy, whereas you're like a fairy and can flutter around and, like I said, shapeshift into different things and be different people for different people and be different things for the situation. But you've just been doing all of this and you don't understand why, and you don't see the big picture. So in order to grow, in order to come into your full potential and realize why you have these types of things or why you are the way you are, you're going to have to look at some of the more, let's say, uglier aspects of you, the darker parts of you, the parts that you don't want to look at, the parts you deny, the parts that you refuse to let come out. That's what these cards are going to show. All right, Spirit. What does group number 2 need to see so they can begin their cleaning out process of their soul, their mind, their spirit? there's one. Oops. Oh, okay, there's a lot of sadness to that card right there. I will go into it further. Give me just a sec here. One more card, Spirit, please. Just one. I'll pick one of these. One card, Spirit, please. All right, that one. Your personal boundaries are a little bit skewed, and honoring other people's personal boundaries are skewed because of something as a child, how you were raised, what you were taught, what you picked up on, the messages that you thought were what you were supposed to be. This is the child I was meant to be. So there's a heavy sadness with this. And I feel like as soon as you see this card that you're going to know what I'm talking about. There's something you missed, or there was something that was forced upon you. You weren't able to be the child that you think that you should have been. You had to be grown up early. You were kept from the world too long, and now you don't have a real good understanding of personal boundaries and other people's boundaries and what's okay, what's not okay. And there's a great deep sadness in this. When you're meditating with your giraffe, or however you're meditating, or whatever you do to kind of help yourself grow, there's something about that part of your childhood, or about how you see your childhood. Maybe there's still blame on your parents or the guardians, whoever raised you. And this is Spirit saying it's time to let go of the blame and start owning your own issues, because you're an adult now, and it's time for you to deal with the things that have been done. You can't change the past, no matter how much you look back and want it to change or want it to be different, or you pretend you had a childhood that was better than what it really is, or you don't let people see or know how you grew up. But this also fuels the mischievous, the prankster, the trickster type of personality, and that's going to help you see the big picture. It's because of what happened to you and how you perceived what happened to you now as an adult. How you express that or don't express that leads to your behavior now as an adult that is maybe less and less acceptable by your peers, your loved ones, colleagues, co-workers, family, that kind of thing. Because I feel like you're like getting older and older, and you can't use the same tricks that you used when you were young. Like, it's like getting old to some of the people. Like, okay, yeah, you've done this type of thing before, and it's time for you to grow up. Maybe you've heard something like that. So with this side, black flower fragrance. That's the picture there. So to me, even though these are petals, these are like rose petals and thorns all across her chest. At first, I thought of them as like bugs crawling all over. So there's a distaste that you have for this part of yourself. There is a beauty, but there's also not a fear, but a disgust for trusting even your gut instincts and your intuition. It feels like you've tried to trust before and listen to it, and it turned black. It turned black flower fragrance. You turned away because not that it smelled bad, but it turned out bad. It tastes bad in the mouth. However, something about trust. You trusted someone, trusted a process, something along those lines, and now it's turned bitter in your mouth, or it's turned gross in your sense of smell, and it's become a black flower. So while you like being this, it's also distasteful to you. Like, you know that you need to change some of these habits and these patterns, or you need to channel this type of mischievous, reckless energy into something else. But at the same time, you dislike yourself about it. So that's kind of going in that circle of blame, or you should have had this or that, and so I'm acting out and being mischievous, yet I know that's not how I'm supposed to be. That's not how I'm going to create the life that I want. I like to sneak around, or I like to press buttons, press on boundaries of other people. I don't know my own boundaries. I have instincts and intuition about things, and sometimes I'm really right, and I can stand in that and tell people their future, or, you know, there's all these things. And again, yeah, like, you're caught in all of these different things, but you can't see the big picture. So looking at this childhood trauma, whatever happened in your childhood, trying to look at it through different eyes, different perspective, more adult eyes, and learning to love yourself the way you are. And it's okay to be that mischievous person. It's okay to be that prankster, that trickster. You just need to learn how to channel it in a better way, so it's more helpful and not hurting yourself or hurting others. All right, let's get some more information. Tell me more, Spirit, about group number 2. What else is there to know? How else can you help group number 2 look at themselves honestly and authentically? Okay, we have 10 of Swords and the Lovers. All right. The 10 of Swords is about an ending. It's about feeling defeated. It's about hitting rock bottom. It could be something as being backstabbed, feeling backstabbed by your situation growing up, backstabbed by the people who are supposed to love you or you love, feeling like you can't live up to their expectations. They want you to be something that you're not. The thing about 10 of Swords, and while it seems like a difficult card, the Sun is, I did. The sun is in the background, it's rising. So the good news is that part of this stage of your understanding is coming to an end. And with the Lovers here, I see this more as a balance between your masculine and feminine, and then there's an angel here overlooking everything. So you're being divinely guided. You have a guide, whether it's an angel, an animal, an ancestor, whatever, God, the universe, whatever your personal beliefs are. But not only is this a balance within yourself, of your masculine and feminine, and of all the things that are plaguing you at the moment and bringing balance, I think that this also means that you are going to be more capable and more ready to have a relationship that is worthy and more whole or more healthy for you, probably, than any relationship you've had in the past. We have the 4 of Swords and the 6 of Wands. So after or during this whole process, rest is going to be very important. Your mind is going to be working. It's going to be trying to figure some things out. Facing some of the stuff that you don't want to face is all difficult, but you'll have to take time out to rest, to meditate. But the good news is that you will be successful. The 6 of Wands is about success and recognition. So not only will you be feeling better balanced, be able to see the big picture, make better choices, and feel more empowered, to make these choices, to let go of these things that are currently in your way, keeping you from trusting again, keeping you from being authentic. And you're going to be recognized by those people that are the ones that have been telling you you need to grow up, or you need to change your ways, or whoever has been, if it's even yourself in your own voice in your own head telling you you need to grow up, whatever. I think that there's recognition for yourself by others and by your own self, because what you're working through isn't easy, and it is worth celebrating. It is worth being recognized. And like, see, like this person is riding a horse through a group of people and is proud. And I think that's definitely a word for going through this process and coming out the other side. And again, with the balance and being divinely guided here, the possibility of having a real healthy relationship becomes more and more prominent as you work through this more and more. All right, we have the Empress and the King of Pentacles. Yeah. This is the way to your happiness, to your fulfillment, to abundance in all things. That's like the Empress is feminine, the King of Pentacles is masculine. So yes, there's definitely, this is about balancing masculine and feminine. But with these cards, the Empress is about abundance, and the King of Pentacles is about, you know, being a mature, authoritative, very successful person in the physical world. Like their whole bounty. So you'll have all the security, safety, valuables, resources, money, finance, career, all of that kind of stuff can be yours. And while, like I said earlier, you know, this isn't all going to happen overnight. This is giving you a gradual look at, as you progress through, what you can expect and how you're going to feel. And also, like I said, I was thinking you're open more to have a more healthy relationship. It could be possible, if you've been thinking about having a family, that starting a family might be something in the future that can happen. I would say at least in the next, you know, like 6 months, you can have this stuff. 6 months to a year. Or at least be in the process of becoming this. Because the abundance is going to come, but, you know, like having a really good job, owning your home, starting a family, all of those things take time, and I don't see all of that happening in a year. But by following along with this, you can see that is in the future, that you can have those things. You are on the way to having all those physical things that you want, and the abundance, not just in the physical realm, but emotionally, and, you know, having that emotional fulfillment, mental clarity, you know, that sort of thing. You can have it all. All right. Let's get one final message from Spirit, please, for group number 2. Whoopsie. One final piece of advice. Okay. That one flipped over. Oh, nice. That's the artwork for that one. And it says, beauty raises my vibration. I seek it out for healing and joy. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Beauty. Beauty is in here too. It's not just what you do, but beauty of your soul. So yes, you are, by working through some of this stuff, you are raising your vibration. And not that you will not ever be mischievous again, or that you won't be kind of a trickster. I think that's a very core part of your personality, and you're going to keep that. Like I said, you're just going to channel it better. And, you know, with this being recognized and being, you know, there's beauty. There's beauty with the Empress, beauty with being recognized, beauty with balancing yourself. This definitely raises your vibration and brings you closer to the other world and better at shape-shifting and your spiritual connection. And just, yeah, for healing and joy. You're on your way, group number 2. Definitely. Please just deal with some of your issues with your childhood, your upbringing, that kind of thing, and how you see yourself, because I saw it as you don't trust anymore, but this is also like beauty, yeah. Thinking of yourself as beautiful just because, and you are a good person, even if someone else is saying more negative type of things, you know, like you need to grow up or you need to stop being this way or that kind of thing. And the self-loathing is definitely on its way out the door, but you'll have to look at it, face it, meditate, work through it, get some answers, work with giraffe, lion, or white stag. Yeah. I mean, there's a snake and a horse here, but those seem much less significant, but definitely lion and stag. Stag is going to give you more of that shape-shifting, otherworldly sense, whereas lion, I think, is more about courage and able to face yourself and face things. And giraffe, I think, to me, giraffe is kind of curious too. Curiosity, mischief. And if you are, you know, seen fairies could be something very significant for you too, okay? Okay, group number 2, I think that's all the messages that I have for you. Please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think. And may the cosmos bless you with love and light. Namaste. Hello there, group number 3. You chose the Hematite Ankh. All right, so I thought it would be prudent to draw an animal spirit guide to help you on this soul journey. I wasn't going to include this, but the energy I was sensing felt like having a guide around could be very helpful and beneficial to some. So your spirit guide is White Raven Spirit. Trust in the magic. Okay. White Raven Spirit. I don't know that there ever even is a white raven. I've never seen one, but I know that this is a very special type of animal in the, I want to say, the Native American way of interpreting animal signs, or what animal spirit guides mean. So trust in the magic. I feel like you're floundering a little, or you feel like you're barely able to keep your head above water for air, because things are happening so much, so fast around you. I feel like you're overwhelmed. You don't understand how this is supposed to help or how this is supposed to make things better. Whatever situation or whatever is going on, hang on a little longer and trust that it's for your highest good, and that in the end, when you come out of this, you're going to be really thankful, and you're going to understand why it had to happen the way it did, and probably even the timing that it's happening now. There's probably going to be meaning behind that too. So what I'd like for you to do, or what Spirit would like, is look for signs of this animal in your daily life and in your dreams. Now, daily life, that's going to be a little bit harder, but maybe you'll see something on the internet that has a white raven, or who knows, reading a book, there's something about a white raven that's spoken about, or that you read about. However it is, look for the signs. Do some research on its meaning to different peoples and cultures from around the world. Spend some time meditating on or with your animal. Contemplate what it means to you personally. And remember, any and all of these things will honor this animal's spirit and could help bring it forth to support you, to give you knowledge, and to help you grow. And that's the point. All right, so I want to start with pulling some chakra cards to find out what chakras need a little bit of help or are currently being worked on and need to be cleared out of some kind of old energy or beliefs or ideas that no longer serve. Tell me what chakras group number 3 needs work on, please, Spirit. All right. We have personal boundaries under the solar plexus chakra, choice, assertiveness, empowerment, authenticity. So those are some of the themes that we're going to be working on here. And under the base chakra, the root chakra, money, finances, power, generosity, and abundance. I'm sorry, this is the sacral chakra, the second chakra, orange. All right. Okay, so there are money problems. Again, a lack of finances, feeling powerless, not feeling like you have enough resources. But somehow this is tied into your boundaries, your choices, how assertive you are. I feel like your solar plexus chakra is weak and small and needs to be stirred up a little bit. Your sacral chakra is in over worry mode. Like you're trying and trying to create the abundance that you need and want, especially with money. And by not feeling empowered, you're not able to do the work to create the abundance that you're looking for. So there's an imbalance between your sacral and your solar plexus chakra. Now your sacral chakra is a ball, more on the orange side, a ball of energy that is between your belly button and your pubic bone. That's where it kind of resides. And then the solar plexus is just above that, which is above the belly button, but below the rib cage, or below the xiphoid process of the rib cage. It's like right at the center of the belly. So these two I feel like are like fighting back and forth, and then so it's confusing things. You're not able to manifest what you need. You're feeling more and more needy, and you can't get the money. There's almost in crisis mode. And the solar plexus chakra is about will and acting, and you want to act, and you want to place your will on something or somebody or a project, and it's not working, and there's a question of authenticity. I feel like you're trying to be bigger, or you're trying to you have an image of you have more power than what you have, or you have more capability than what you really do. You're trying to convince somebody, so you're not being fully authentic. And you're running out of trust and perseverance, and that sense of defeat is kind of lingering here in this. But let me get some more information. Tell me more, Spirit, about group number 3. And what needs to be cleared out? What types of energies are no longer helpful? I want to say this act that you have, that you're more capable or bigger or badder than what you really are, that's what, and you've relied on that for a long time, and it's gotten you so far, but it's not going to get you any farther anymore. You're going to need to be more authentic in who you are, and that means also being vulnerable and letting people in. Generosity here. I would say be more generous with your time. It's not just about money. Oops. Well, I guess those are your cards. An abundance will come. It's like you get what you give. So even if you're not giving money, if you're giving your time, your expertise, whatever to somebody, that will come back to you, but maybe not in the way that you think, or, maybe they won't pay you for your services, but maybe you barter something and you get something else out of it. The point is to stay open. So we have divination, guides, Ogum, and tree spirits here. Okay. And then the pentagram, protection, balance, unity. Okay. I want to say that this is Spirit saying we want to bring your chakra system into balance. We want to be in unity with all parts of you. Now, with divination here, guides. I feel like you have, not only do you have trouble, are you having trouble trusting in the magic, but there's a sense in my head like, this stuff is all garbage anyway, but it's not. Divination, divining, guides, tree spirits. Ogham is the Celtic divination system, or having to do with trees. The different trees have different energies, and they help in various ways. And even like these are different symbols for different trees. I want to say acorn, apple, and something else. I don't remember what it is, but... And then this is like a medicine wheel, and then this shows different things. So I want to say, and there's the ammonite here with the circle and circle. I want to say Spirit is telling you maybe to spend more time with something like this where you're watching divination, or you do it yourself. Maybe you have a deck of cards at home and maybe you've tried and you didn't like how it came out, so you put it down and you haven't looked at it for a while. Well, now I want to say look those up again. Or maybe you have a bag of runes and you've tried to read them before and nothing came of it. I want to say now's the time to try to get in touch with that again. I'm having a hard time verbalizing or vocalizing the energy because I want to say there's a lot of confusion. You're getting to that panic point. And I want to say this has been repeated, and you're afraid of repeating something because you're getting to this point and you're not going to be able to hold back, or you're not going to be able to keep things under control. Spirit says trust in the magic. If you go down that road again, this time, I think you're going to learn something more or something different or something that will help you move beyond this particular pattern that has been plaguing you. This in turn will help you develop better personal boundaries, help you be more authentic, and still be assertive and have power, but not overpowering others or trying to put your will onto a certain situation to make something happen a certain way. The worry of money and not having enough resources and an abundance, that gets in the way of manifesting what it is that you really want to. So you are protected. You have abilities to, or the capability to look into the future, or the capability of understanding if someone does look in the future for you. I want to say don't worry so much about I know that's easier said than done, but don't worry so much about the money situation. You are protected. And there's a reason why things are happening the way they are. It's almost a test. And Spirit says just trust. Trust. It's okay. It's going to work out. Things will mellow out. You'll find your place. You'll understand others better. And resources will come. Let's get some more information. Okay. Spirit, tell me about what group number 3 doesn't want to look at. the shadow self, shadow aspects, the parts that have been denied. So these cards are going to show this part of yourself that isn't necessarily very pleasant, but this is where the shadow work comes in, and this is where you can get the most out of working with the darker parts of yourself. Acknowledging, accepting, and working through them are going to be key in this, in bringing balance and lessening the confusion and giving you clarity and hope again. All right. We have fragmentation. Okay. And anger and chains. All right. Yes, your worry and your anger binds you. It keeps you from making the money and the finances and the abundance that is, I want to say, the words that wanted to come are due to you. You have something coming to you. It's due to you, but the anger and the frustration and the sorrow and the pain all are chains that hold you down and keep you back. Your energy is so, like I said, there was confusion. I can't verbalize or vocalize what's going on. There's fragmentation in all of your energy. And even though it's more in the sacral and solar plexus chakras, I want to say fragmentation is happening throughout your whole entire chakra system. If you have any interest, the tree spirits, go talk to a tree. Let a tree talk to you. Meditate with a tree. Meditate as a tree. There are meditations where if you are kind of sitting straight up, and you can, while you're meditating, imagine roots. If you were, sitting cross-legged, sitting up, roots coming out of your bottom, your trunk, going into the ground, and then you have branches sprouting from your head. And then those branches are like a weeping willow, and they go around and touch the ground. And then you have the roots that, with some trees, roots are on the top. Anyway, it connects. The branches come down, connects with the roots, and then you can have this circular type of energy going through you, and that can help balance everything out. It feels really cool, and it connects you with both earth and sky. More grounded, money, physical realm, and then the spiritual realm. As within, so without. As above, so below. It connects you with with that kind of thinking. So meditating as a tree, meditating with trees, see what kind of information you can get. Maybe you're aware of this type of thing, maybe not. Maybe you think this is all a bunch of garbage. Try it anyway. There's something about the tree spirits. Look up Ogum and the Celtic tree guide. Maybe there's something in there. Maybe there's a particular tree that makes you go, maybe you can actually find one and sit with one. Whatever you need to do, but this fragmented energy is weighing on you, and it's keeping you from having healthy personal boundaries, and having this facade of big, powerful, untouchable, not vulnerable is not an authentic form of you. And you can be less fragmented if you're just more who you are, expressing to the outside world all your faults with it, all of your anger. Well, I'm not saying be angry with everybody, or express anger to everybody, but stop denying it, or stop acting like it doesn't matter, or stop acting like it's not there, or that you're fragmented and that you're confused and you're grasping at straws and you're trying to make things work, but you don't want anyone to see that you're struggling so much. That's what it is. You don't want anyone to see inside, see how much you're struggling. Let someone in. Talk to someone. Tell them what's going on. Tell them how fragmented you feel. Tell them how angry you are that you can't have the finances or the career or the money or the resources that you need. And You have to keep putting on this facade that you're bigger and badder and than what you really are. And because if you don't, you'll lose your job that you already have, or you'll lose a relationship, or whatever it is that you feel like you have to keep putting this facade on. You need to look at those fears and bring everything back into balance again. And I think you can do that with talking with someone and or meditating. If you need to, seek out professional help. Watch more of these videos. Maybe more of these types of videos will give you more to go with or more to learn about. But trust that no matter what's happening, it's happening for a reason. And you can learn a great deal from it. And that is the most important point. And you can choose not to learn from it. You can stuff all of this stuff back down and you can go about your life and try to go about doing everything that you're doing the way you're doing it right now. That's your choice, but it will still come back to you again later, and you'll have to face this again later. So it's better to just do it now, face all the ugliness, and grow. And then let go of all this stuff and move forward, happier and healthier. All right, let's find out if there's any more that Spirit can tell us, please, for group number 3. About spring cleaning for the soul. Ace of Wands. Six of Pentacles. Okay. There's a generosity. There is a new creative beginning. So if you've been contemplating some kind of new project or something to do to help make money, there is somebody who is generous. There's generosity, and this is about generosity. But I feel like there's a business venture or a business partnership, or somebody can invest into your idea that you could, because you don't have the money to invest in this idea. But I want to say, this is Spirit saying, this is a new idea. It's worth pursuing, and somebody is coming along to help finance the dream, okay? Or you're going to find a way to get that money to finance, and then you can be generous with others to help you along the way. There's somebody you need to talk to, I think. Or somebody needs to talk to you. And I feel like this was going to be a partnership, a joint venture, okay? There's something, a business plan, but 2 people, or maybe 3, working together to make this happen. We have the Queen of Swords and the 5 of Wands, okay? Now, this venture, this working with people, does not come without struggle and combativeness, but I feel like you could be the Queen of Swords here and speak the truth. You can cut through all the garbage, or this person that you need to talk to is able to cut through the garbage, so you guys can work together and stop struggling against each other, stop fighting against each other, because like I said, it's at least 3. It's possible later on 2 more will come in to try to help bring this dream about, and there'll be 5 of you, but there will be somebody who has kind of the authority or the sword that can say, okay, enough. This is the reality of the situation. Everybody needs to sit back, think, or do their own part until they can come back and everybody can talk about this rationally. Or so this venture, this project, this business partnership doesn't come without its challenges, but it's good. It's healthy. For some reason, I'm connecting this with the anger. Maybe not that you're going to take your anger out on these people or a certain person. I think it's going to help you manage your anger, or learn how to manage your anger in a different way that you haven't done before. And so you don't have to be so fragmented. You've got people around you to not just fight with. It's not even fight, but compete with or be combative with, and someone who will lay down the law and say, look, this is the truth when it gets to crazy. And I think you're going to really, really value that. We have the Seven of Wands. And then the Ten of Swords. Okay. So, this venture does not come without that sense of defeat. You have the high ground, and you're keeping above, like I said, you're keeping above water. And I think you're going to go through a phase where it feels like you're actually maybe on a raft out in the water versus just barely floating, keeping your head above water. I hope that makes sense. But that doesn't mean that this whole process isn't going to break you down, and towards the end of this process, feel like you're defeated. You could feel like you've been backstabbed by these people. Your quest to stay on top and keep things under control will feel like it was all for naught. The thing about this card, though, is the sun is rising. So it's like you have to hit rock bottom. You have to get to this point. Get through your anger. Like, get all this crap out. Then, and feeling like you're defeated and that, you can't get up. Hitting that rock bottom, that sensation. Then the sun will rise. Then you will get new information. Then you will know what the magic is and why you went through this process. Then you will know your finances, and you'll feel like you have the abundance, or you have enough to keep going. Then you will feel like you understand your own personal boundaries because you've struggled and fought with people, and everybody's trying to figure out their place in this project or this endeavor, this business thing. It's like the universe needs to break you down of old ideas, of your fragmentation, your confusion, your anger, the things that bind you. Spirit needs to break you down to this point, to get to this point, because then it's like being reborn. You have a new perspective. You fought with all of your might and everything that you have to do things the way that you think things should be done. And then going through all of this, and I think this person, there is one person in particular, I think, that speaks truth, that can be seen as cold and distant, but you appreciate, because that's what's going to ground you and bring you about and bring you out of this. I think once you have this sense of defeat, this person will come around. This is the person that'll help you up, still tell you the truth, and it could feel harsh, but like I said, you really appreciate it, and it brings you into another phase, another cycle, and you will understand the magic of it, even though while you're in it, you can't see it and you can't understand it, and it's frustrating and it's confusing. But trust the process, trust in the magic, trust in the challenges. It is taking you somewhere. And while it won't be overnight, tomorrow you aren't going to feel better. You might not even feel better in a week. Keep with it. You are protected. Finances are coming. There are things due to you. You just have to work through some things and keep putting one foot in front of the other, and know that your idea is good, or the group of you, your ideas are good, and know that there is someone that has your back for sure and will tell you the truth and be open and honest, and which is what you really, really need. Okay. Let's get one more message, please. One more piece of advice for group number 3, Spirit. Oops. And while you have White Raven here too, I'm looking at the animals here. There are koi. If you are particular about koi fish, or if that means something to you, that's Spirit talking or speaking to you. And she's like a fairy. So if you've worked with fairies, or you know something about fairies, and Celtic divination, fairies is a thing. Work with that energy too. Meditate. Whatever you need to do. Boy, I'm having a hard time shuffling this. Okay. You just have to stick with it, and there are no easy answers for this, okay? Group number 3. But it is for the best, and it is for your highest self and for your growth, and to get you out of this funky stage that you're in, this confusion and not getting what you think you need and all that kind of stuff. Okay, well, I guess that's the card. That is the artwork. And it says, I will not remain stuck. I choose change. How synchronistic. Yes. Do not remain stuck. Keep working through this, even though it's hard, even though it's challenging. Although I think there are parts of kind of like combating with people, you know, throwing ideas. You get a thrill out of it. So this isn't all bad, but it is going to be challenging. And there are going to be fun parts, and there are going to be hard parts, and there are going to be difficult and confusing parts. And there's going to be parts dealing with your anger and your image and trusting and all of that kind of stuff. But it's going to be worth it. Definitely going to be worth it. Okay, group number 3, I think that's all the messages that I have for you. Please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think. And may the cosmos bless you with love and light. Namaste. Hello there, group number 4. You chose the silica wand here. All right, so I thought it would be prudent to draw an animal spirit guide to help you on this soul journey. I wasn't going to include one at the start, but the energy feels like having a guide around could be very beneficial to some of you. So your spirit guide is horse spirit. Freedom is yours. Okay, so my first reaction, instinct to this is you feel bound, you feel chained, caged, stuck. There's a need to move forward. There's a need to get out of the situation that you're in, the home, the job, the situation, whatever it is. But you just want to run free like the horse does. And this feels very pertinent, or very, very on the forefront of your mind, and is ruling a lot of your choices and actions and things of that sort. Because you're trying so hard to get out from underneath the thumb of somebody or something, an idea, a belief. So this is what we're going to be working on, I think, with this whole spring cleaning of the soul. So what I would like to do here is pull some cards, and let's find out which chakras are most affected by this need. Need to be free. Need to get out of your cage, your stable. Unbind yourself from anything you're tied down to. It almost feels like not just running, but to fly. If you could be a bird and take flight to get away, you would. And if you could be anything that could just run and run and run, that would make you feel good. All right, Spirit, what chakras do group number 4 need to work on to clear out any old energies or old ideas or beliefs that no longer serve? So we got the first card. That's just one. Yeah. Okay, so 41. Intuition, trust, insight, awareness, and guidance. So this is the third eye chakra. Yes, the third eye chakra. And this is grounding, nature, presence, practicality, stability. And so this is the root chakra, the first chakra, the base. This chakra is the third eye chakra. It's located just above your eyes on your forehead. A lot of Indians, the Eastern Indians, put a spot there. So that's the area of the third eye. If you look at, there's some artwork too of creatures or beings that always have that third eye. That's what this is referring to. So this chakra is about kind of the psychic stuff and kind of the right to see. Trust, insight, awareness, guidance. The base chakra, this chakra is at the base of your spine here. It points downward and is at that pelvic floor. This does definitely have to do with grounding, practicality, stability. So I want to say your intuition is in high gear. It's trying to tell you that's where this freedom, the sense of freedom, you need to get away. But you're stuck. You're grounded. Like this person is like part tree. It's almost like your roots are stuck in the ground, but you want to run like the horse. So there's a pulling and pushing effect back and forth between your spiritual self and your practical self. There is looks like a swan or a crane here in the background. That might be significant to you, as well as horse. But horse stands for freedom. A lot of cultures and stuff think of horse for freedom, but there are other peoples that assign different meanings to horse. So I would suggest that you kind of look that up, do some research, look for signs in your daily life and in your dreams for horse, or even a swan or a crane type of bird, a waterfowl, a heron maybe. I'm not sure what type of bird that is, but it looks like it's a water bird. Any of those types of things or types of animals in your dreams, in your daily life, means something. Spirit's trying to talk to you, trying to guide you. But even when researching what all the different cultures, what they think of different animals, make sure to take time to figure out what it means to you personally. Meditate to get some answers. What does this animal mean to you? But any and all of these types of things will honor your animal's spirit and could help bring it forth more to help you, support you, give you knowledge, and help you grow. So with this pulling and pushing, the ebb and flow, the back and forth, I want to say this is about balancing your spiritual life and your daily life. And the freedom here, to me, is like you want freedom from both, even. Like your spiritual side is saying one thing, the practical side is saying another. You need to hold a job down, you need to have a place to live, you need to feed yourself, clothe yourself, like all the real practical type of, have stability and security. But there's also that part of you that is in touch with God, the universe, divine, angels, spirit guides, whatever you want to call it. Not only that, your intuition leads you. Spirit leads you, guides you. You have trust, you have insight. I think acting on it is part of where the problem comes in. It's like you have all this stuff inside, but you're afraid for it to come out because it's not practical, or somebody doesn't think it's practical and wants to keep you contained in a way, which also exacerbates the idea of wanting to be free. So whether someone feels like someone else is keeping you contained, or you're just keeping yourself contained because you're afraid of something, this also gives that sense you want freedom. Now, the idea of being grounded and rooted into the ground and not being able to move like a tree, that for some reason that's a scary sense, because you're not free, you can't get away. So it's not just about freedom, it's about running away from problems, getting away from situations, getting away from people, relationships. It's about running, getting away. So I want to say that this is about addressing your need to run. Let's get some more information. Tell me more, Spirit, about group number 4. And what needs to be cleaned out so that there's room for new energy, new, more vibrant, healthier energy. Tell me more about group number 4, please, Spirit. What they need to clean out. Whoops. All right. There's 3 here, and that's too many, but I will pick one from these 3. Which one? That one. Okay, so first, tree spirit. Funny, I was just talking about trees and being a tree and meditating at a tree, as a tree, or with a tree. Strength, growth, stability. And then this one, we have heart center. Connection, love, receiving. So heart center, this makes me think of the heart chakra too, which is right there in the center of your chest, but that is the chakra that connects the physical and the spiritual. And I was just talking earlier how it feels like you're warring between your physical aspects of yourself and your spiritual aspects. The heart is the key. See the keyhole here? Going into your heart is the key to understanding your motives, understanding your actions, your beliefs, your ideas, why you do things, why you're impulsively doing something, or this is where you go to. And look, there's trees in this picture too. Okay, so trees mean something to you. There's something definitely, so if you have a forest near you, go to that forest. Go to your backyard and sit with a tree, even if you only get a sense of peace, or maybe you get images, maybe you even get words, maybe you can hear a tree speak to you, or you can speak to a tree and get answers. Whatever it is, trees mean something, and grounding is important. And even though you want to run and you want freedom, you also need to balance that with grounding and being stable and just being, sitting in something that you want to run from, and just sitting in the emotions of it, sitting in the difficulty of it, learning to do that. That is going to be so beneficial to you. Instead of the running, it's going to be, trees are a symbol, can be a symbol for you of stability, and can be positive versus the idea of being stuck. And I think if you go and sit with the tree and feel that peace, that sense that you can get from trees, this will help you realize this, and it will help you relax that idea of being stuck, not being able to move, not being able to get away when you need to. I think there's an overactivity I'm feeling about just fear of being stuck, not being able to move, not being able to run. But the idea, this idea of running, that's like your go-to way of dealing with anything that comes your way that you don't know how to deal with. But you have intuition, you have insight and awareness. So whenever you can get to that, maybe you're running and you're realizing, okay, I'm running from this problem. What can I do? Go find a tree, go sit with the tree. If you can't get to be with a tree, do that tree meditation. And be okay with being still and being in the midst of something that's very uncomfortable that you don't want to face or look at. All right, so these next cards are going to reflect that darker part of you, that shadow aspect, the parts that you don't want to see, the part that you deny, the part that you have illusions about. That's what these cards are going to reveal. So this will help you grow and become healthier and happier, and have the freedom that you want without feeling like you have to run from everything. All right, Spirit, tell me more about group number 4 and what they need to clean out energetically to move forward, so they can run freely and not run from everything. Naked before the stars. All right. And peaceful among thorns. See, this person's meditating and there's like a tree there in the background. Well, maybe not. But they're meditating. Okay, naked before the stars. Okay, so part of the spiritual self, you are naked before the stars. You are bare for the other world, without having a better word for it, to see you for who you are. I think this allows you to kind of get a glimpse and see yourself for who you really are, that you are a beautiful human being, that you can be naked, you can be vulnerable. This is about vulnerability because your spiritual aspect of yourself means a lot to you. But I think sometimes you find yourself like being a space cadet, airheaded, or somebody who says these things to you because you're not dealing with the practicality of some kind of situation, event, person, relationship, whatever is coming, whatever it is. It's like you want to run. If you can't deal with the physical world, you'll run to the physical or the or the spiritual aspect of yourself and find safety there and strength. And it's true, especially with the spirit, the tree spirit here. This tree spirit helps give you strength and growth and stability in the spiritual aspect of yourself. Now, in the physical aspect of yourself, like I said, going into your heart space, meditating, feeling that heart chakra spinning around, it's green as its color, spending time doing some kind of meditation or anything that helps you ground and center, helps keep you peaceful among the thorns. Now, the thorns are the things in everyday life that challenge us, that bind us, that we're responsible for, that kind of thing. And this monk is in a pose for meditation, but he's also got like electronics and stuff. So I'm thinking, what this makes me think of is that maybe you're too involved in technology and it's time to take a time out because maybe you're too much into social stuff and it's like making you go crazy because the world is messed up and there's a lot of bad things, but there's a lot of good things. And I think your physical self can reflect your spiritual self. So you're more comfortable and you're happier in your higher self or your spiritual self than you are here in the physical realm. But either way, you can have that peace. You can have that sense of freedom within stability, freedom within being grounded and being okay with it. So, and not having to run at everything life has to throw at you. Disconnect from technology a little bit and know that things are going to happen that are hurtful, that make you angry, that make you sad, but things also happen that make you happy and joyful and appreciative and all of these things. And that's all part of the whole spectrum of life and balancing the spiritual and the physical. This looks to me like feminine, like these two are more feminine, these two are more masculine. So bringing balance, masculine and feminine, dark and light, positive, negative, yin, yang, that kind of thing. So this doesn't seem like these cards to me, most of the time they're like the scary thing, but these are more a reflection of what's possible for you. And I think you already know that you're at peace with your spiritual self and you can be at peace with your physical self. And how this relates to the running, I'm still not clear as to why the running is so rampant, or needing to run. These things do not seem scary to me. These things do not feel like these are dark parts that you aren't willing to look at. I feel like you already know these things. You're working towards these things. But this need to run, this fear, it's like a fear of something made up. I don't know. Let's get some more information because I'm not entirely sure. Maybe this will clear it up. Tell me more about group number 4 and what they need to clean out of their soul. What they need to let go of, what no longer serves. Why would it be scary that you can be peaceful amongst everything and that you can be naked and vulnerable and be okay? Okay, so you can be naked and vulnerable in your spiritual self in front of yourself, but I don't think you're okay with being this way in the physical realm. Now, in the physical realm, maybe you are someone who meditates a lot, but you're afraid to put that into your spiritual practice or spiritual realm. Somehow this makes you look weak or just weird because people are on the go and always checking technology and always connected in that way, and by connecting with trees and grounding in nature and enjoying it makes you weird. I don't know. Tell me more, Spirit. Group number 4. Maybe you already do talk to trees, or you're aware of tree spirits and you don't want to admit it. You don't want to admit your vulnerability, and you don't want to admit your connection to nature or spirits or things outside of the physical realm that most people consider normal, I guess. All right, tell me more. One card fell. All right, so we have Justice and the Tower. Okay. Something shocking, surprising, kind of brings you off of your pedestal. Knocks you down a bit or two, a level or two. So you know you're beautiful, and I want to say something, this ego, it's ego that's being broken down here, because being able to admit that you have a connection with trees, with nature, that secretly you think you're all that and a bag of chips, for lack of a better way of saying that, but being wrapped up in yourself. You think you are maybe on a higher level because you're more spiritual than the average person. But the universe is here to balance that energy. And it might come as a shock, as a surprise. But that's what you're running from. You want to stay in your idea of higher knowledge, or a step above the average person, or not that you aren't. You do have understanding and awareness on a level more than the average person, but that doesn't make you better than somebody else. And so seeing yourself as more of an equal, or you're just different, it doesn't make you better or worse. But balance, it's a karmic type of balance coming, and these are major arcana cards, so this is something pretty big, okay? If this hasn't hit, something will come to you as shocking, surprise, and you're going to want to resist, and you're going to want to run, You're going to want to run from the truth, but this truth balances things out for you. Next, we have the Knight of Wands and the Seven of Swords. Okay, so the Knight of Wands is a very fast-moving energy and is ready to jump in at any moment without thinking. So I feel like you're going to react to whatever this surprise is, surprising news from somebody. Somebody says something, somebody does something, and you're going to want to run. There's a horse here, right? Wanting to run. The knight runs, and also it's possible to bring a message. So somebody could bring a message that's shocking. However, and you're going to feel like something was stolen from you, but it's also, I want to say, the deception of your self is coming into play here. There is a self-illusion or self-deception, and you need to definitely go to that heart center, that heart space, to clear some of this stuff up, and make sure to definitely ground yourself, connect with trees, connect with nature, be meditative, open your third eye chakra, get that insight, that guidance that you need from spirit, because this does feel like it's going to be a shocker, right? Something's going to come down, balance out the energy. Somebody's going to come with news. It's going to be shocking, and it's going to feel deceptive, and it's going to feel like something's being taken from you. Then we have the Three of Cups and the Three of Pentacles. Okay. But the good news is with these last two cards, with balance, celebration is at hand, friendship, community, collaboration. So there's 3 people here, 3 people here. This is celebrating, this is creating something. So this process, and even though it's shocking, even though it might be hard to hear, it's going to be, you want to run, to naturally just run and be running. This feeling like locked into place and you can't get out. The only way out is through this process. So stop running from situations, people, ideas that show your vulnerability, that show that you are just as flawed as everyone else. Stop running from it, and you're not bound to it. You're only bound to it because you keep trying to run from it so much. It's time to look at it and be practical. Be present in all the uncomfortable feelings that come with news like this, that I don't mean this meanly, but the news that you're just not as special as you'd like to think that you are. That doesn't mean you're not special, or that you're not wanted, or that you're not worthy. It just means, let's bring your head out of the clouds a little bit and be more grounded and centered and to who and what you really truly are. And with that comes happiness, celebration, collaboration, and I think a new beginning for you. All right, let's get one final piece of advice. Spirit, please, for group number 4. I think your sense of pride, a little bit of ego, is going to feel like it's being stolen from you. That's what's going to happen here. But no matter what, you've got the tree spirits, trees and nature to help guide you. And horse. Definitely horse, because horse came up again here. Oops. Horse and trees. All right, one final piece of advice for group number 4, Spirit. Ooh, well, 3. I guess you can have 3. Wasn't going to do that, but what the heck. Okay, so that's the artwork for that one. It says, I have a balanced relationship with time. I use time well. Okay. Know that the timing of all of this, there's a reason. And I think that this means that you're going to take this seriously and you're going to use your time to work through this and stop running from it. That's the image of that one. Oop, a lion. Lion might mean something. I am courageous and powerful. All right. Yes, you are. That's what's going to get you through this, really. Courageous and powerful. And then there's that one. And it says, I see the gateway is open and the pathway is clear. My journey begins. Yes, this is a new beginning here. That's what I was saying. You going through this helps you to stop running from things, face things, so you can have freedom. Freedom is yours. The gateway is open and the pathway is clear. Your journey begins. Yay, what a great reading. All right, group number 4, I think that's all the messages that I have for you. Please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think. And may the cosmos bless you with love and light. Namaste.